जाग 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 रे अब तू जाग, आगे निकल गया जहां पीछे तेरा कारवा, उठ रे हिंद के नौजवान, जाग रे अब तू जाग, जाग 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 रे अब तू जाग।
It is the mothers and Aurobindo's vision of integral education that we are trying to spread. Basically, it is a fivefold education of the physical, the vital, the mental, the psychic and the spiritual. The mental is very strong in the normal educational institutions, but that also not developing the mind but only rote learning. That is what has become a big fault in today's education.
The mother and Sri Aurobindo emphasized that the finest present one can give to a child would be to teach him to know himself and to master himself. Each child is a unique soul, and the aim of education should be to allow the child to blossom freely by considering their personality and needs.
Integral education begins before birth. It is that beautiful moment of the prenatal stage. And when a little soul, a little child is born, till the age of 6, there is an aspiration towards something which is light. It's the most critical phase for a child. Sri Aurobindo had given us a lot of clarity with the 3 principles. Something that we hold is to step back as a facilitator, to build in the intuitive ability of the child for self-correction, for self-observation, for self-reflection. And as we step back, that hues that reside inside the child, that beauty which lies within the child, and it is in the child's being that blossoms.
Integral education is a holistic approach which combines all the aspects of child's development: physical, emotional, mental and inner. It opens up avenues of growth for everyone: teacher, parent and the child, and helps them find the true purpose of life.
मेरे अंदर का दोस्त मुझे ऐसा दिखता है कि वो एक चिड़िया है और वो हर जगह उड़ता है।
प्रणव, आप आपके अंदर का दोस्त चिड़िया को बनाए हो, और आप जो बता नहीं पाए कि चिड़िया ये प्रतीक करता है कि फ्रीडम, आप सोच सकते हो, कुछ भी काम कर सकते हो फ्रीली, कोई आपको बंधक नहीं है, रुकावट नहीं है।
The integral education refers to education which emphasizes an overall development of the being, which includes guided by the soul. So in this lies our framework. And the other one is, of course, what Sri Aurobindo has said, that the three principles of education have to be followed. The three principles are that nothing can be taught, first one. Secondly, consult the mind of the learner. And thirdly, from near to far.
According to Sri Aurobindo, the first principle of true teaching is that nothing can be taught.
First principle of education is that nothing can be taught. So there we presuppose that there is no teaching. Meaning, whatever has to be learned by the child, or anyone for that matter, is inherent within, is held within the being, which has to be invoked and brought out. So that is what the first principle of education refers to. Nothing can be taught. So if nothing can be taught, then we question the position of the teacher. If there is nothing to teach, then who is the teacher? So here in Mirambika, we call ourselves facilitators, or simply Didis and Bhaiyas, who are on this journey with the children together to discover.
The second principle of teaching is that the mind has to be consulted in its own growth.
And specifically when we talk about mind must be consulted in its growth, it just sounds very, very heavy, and most people are not able to understand that how is it that one can actually consult the mind when we are in a classroom situation. Then we also guide our facilitators to understand the aspiration that each child has. Every child is unique, and they have, all of us actually have different kinds of aspiration. Some people are seeking knowledge, some people are seeking power, some people are seeking wealth, and some people are, of course, looking at just pure service, wanting to help another human being. And frankly, there is nothing right and wrong over here. But the whole thing is that it's important to understand the learner through these different aspects, through these different perspectives.
The third principle of education, as explained by Sri Aurobindo, is to work from near to the far.
When you come to near to far, that's the third principle. When we take projects also, we try to take projects which they would relate to. We take the project like fruits and vegetables. So they know, they have some experience at home, because basically the parents are doing farming and all. So they know that what is cultivation, they have a little bit idea about farming, gardening and all. So we take those kinds of projects. And near to far when we go, near is like myself, so that we will help the person, we will help the entity to create himself as such a band, so that he can fit in the wider, world.
The very foundation of integral education is based on a curriculum that is individualized to be able to establish linkages with life experiences. This creates love for learning and leads to the holistic growth of the learner. All schools aim at providing education. However, Sri Aurobindo's vision on education emphasizes on the integral development of the children. Sri Aurobindo's integral education sets its aim high on the expression of the spirit in matter. It focuses on the integral development of the 5 principal aspects of the human personality, which are the physical, the vital, the mental, the psychic, and the spiritual, through which the spirit expresses itself.
Integral education actually talks about the world which is within us. There's a huge world which is within every individual being, each and every individual being, and that world consists of a light, a divine spark which is veiled as we grow up, and it uses the mind, the mental faculties, the vital qualities, and the physical ability and capacity as its instrument. And this needs to develop, grow, so that we know why we are living in this world. And all this is intertwined with each other so that we become a whole being, an integral being.
इंटीग्रल एजुकेशन मेरे लिए है कि एक कॉन्शियस वे ऑफ लिविंग, और जब वो साइकिक जैसे वो हर चीज के पीछे अगर आ जाता है, जैसे शरीर की विकास में आ जाता है, मन की विकास में आ जाता है, और चिंता में आ जाती है, सोच समझ में आ जाती है, तो वो एक सुंदर सी चीज बन जाती है।
True physical education calls for a discipline detailed and foreseeing, rigorous and methodical. The mandatory regular practice focuses on developing healthy habits and skills for the harmonious development of a healthy, strong, and supple body that offers itself to be controlled by a higher impulse and aspiration.
What should be the integrated physical education, or what should be the all-round development of the body of a child or any human being? What should be included? There are major 4 aspects to this physical education, and those major aspects are, one thing is physical abilities, which we call the physical capacities also. You know, the body's strength, stamina, speed, agility, endurance, cardiovascular, dexterity. There's so many things to be developed. If these abilities are developed, the child is ready to do anything afterwards. And for that, the child has to learn different skills to play the game. So the skills are many. We also include life skills, you know, cycling, swimming, rock climbing, tree climbing. There are several life skills, and which are very essential for a child to learn. And then when it comes to the sports, the skills of dribbling, passing, shooting, throwing, kicking, smashing, tackling, defending, there are many skills. So all these skills can be developed only when the body is been well developed. Now comes the physical culture. What is this physical culture? Proper food is the most important thing. Healthy diet, balanced diet. Even there is a diet, but the child doesn't take proper rest. So the rest, relaxation, sleep also is necessary. And then comes a hygienic habit. Then one can see a well-developed physical body. The base, the Aadhar should be ready for any higher work. So that's why we have kept in Mirambika every day 1 hour sports minimum. This is the, Sri Aurobindo has given a lot more importance to prepare the body. The 4th one, which we call the physical organization. How well the child or the human being is walking, the posture, dragging feet, shoulders bend, backbone is not straight. So the thinking process also stops in that. So the postures help a lot to have a good mind. So the organization is not only with the body, it extends the surroundings. The environment also helps. Like material organization, how the child keeps his clothes, books, study materials, how the child eats, spills over. So all these organization also gives a very good aesthetical aspect to have good, peaceful mind, organized, happy feeling it gives. So if these four aspects are taken care of well and integrated into the education system,
Sri Aurobindo emphasized the vital as the life force of an individual. It is the creator of all the energy and enthusiasm that we possess and a home to emotions and passions. Hence, the education of the vital should follow two principal aspects. The first is to develop and utilize the sense organs. The second is to become conscious and gradually master one's character.
In vital education, there are two major components. One is sense development, and the other is to know yourself, your character, your personality, and develop that thing. And these depends upon qualities and values, culture you breathe in all this thing. Another thing is that in vital education, which is very important, is characteristic, personality. Then the values. There are family values, there are national values, the country where you are living, you are born.
The mother wrote that the true role of mind is the formation and organization of action. The mind should not be treated just as an instrument of knowledge, but a very powerful instrument of organization and formulation.
Being a mainstream school, we follow thematic project approach, where different subjects are integrated with a common theme, as she felt that all these domains, if incorporated in the curriculum, help in the holistic development and learning of the child. Clay modeling, sports, art, craft, music, dance, songs, rhymes, nature walks, all are beautifully interspersed with that particular common theme. Because we feel that children enjoy the joy of doing things together.
regarding the structural limitation is there, you need to be a little more creative and innovative about it. For example, let me take a book. You have books of all the subjects, but which book to be applied, what to be done with the book, what things to be grasped from that, and how to go into that where the child flows and learns not only information, but how the child learns to grow into that. Especially language is concerned, we have literature books. But through the literature, is the child learning something? What kind of a story the child is getting into it? Is there a hero worship into this? Is the science teaching them, getting the feeling of curiosity or inquisitiveness? Are their faculties developed through that book or through that chapter? That's more important.
Language is everything. Whatever we speak is a language. Math is also a language. We take it like that. Mathematical language, like science is also, it has its own words and terms, and when we use that it becomes scientific language. We try to help the child to bring out his own thoughts and feelings, his uniqueness. In the younger group, first we take what the child can see, his senses he can use, and he can relate to that, feel that, see that, and smell it, touch it, that kind of. Then from concrete, little one step higher is pictorial. Then one step higher is abstract. In that way we introduce the language. And then reading, writing is another aspect. That also we do in a different way, like different songs, rhymes. The child can relate to the words. Paid means this is a paid, that he can, tree means tree. So we use the concrete things first, a particular word, then from that we take out the letters and then we introduce the letters to him later, not sequentially.
The psychic being is said to be more in the forefront when the beauty of the soul manifests in thought, that is the mind, feelings, that is emotion, and actions, that is body. Getting in touch with the psychic is a sadhana that each diya or teacher takes upon himself or herself. They try to create a calm, beautiful, and harmonious environment and serve as an example by talking softly, controlling the vital and mental impulses, and carrying out centering exercises with the children. Self-questioning and self-reflection are some practices that aid in progressive self-awareness.
Yatra Brahma Vido Yanti Dekshaya Tapasa Saha Brahma Matatra Nayatu Brahma Brahma Dadhatu Me Om Brahmane Swaha.
Cultural heritage, which you say, how gives meaning to the children's life in present situation. And we bring that as a study, not just a celebration. Yes, celebration they do. They put up a play for that. It gave them a confidence of their life. It gave them their enlightening the mind. It gave them to have their some touch, the love and concern for the people around, and the strength in them. This is a nation we are living. Love for their, after all, the love for the nation. Thus the freedom is essential for the development of the inner being, that psychic being. involvement is there, their self-learning is coming up. They're engaging them completely physically, emotionally, mentally. That begins from the day one when the child enters. If the child connects with the place the child is walking to, that's the soul quality. Sometimes it is selected, the space where the child is wanting to learn, where the child is going to grow, how the life is going to grow in the environment. That's a natural or created. The environment, you have to create it something, there is the beauty has to be there. If you say that psychic development is the whole thing, is there has to be the beauty involved in it. That's the beauty in a physical environment you create, beauty there in the emotional environment you create, beauty in the mental thinking level you create. So if the beauty is there, then this the psychic learning is taking place.
So when I talk about the psychic development, we focus a lot on the circle time. The day actually starts with circle time, and then we have a closure for our students. Now, sometimes parents wonder what is the difference between the morning circle time and closure in the afternoon. So circle time is when they come and they are allowed to express, share and understand how the day is going to be. And closure is invariably a synopsis of the day. How did they feel during the day? Is there something that didn't work very nicely, or is it something that worked very well? So basically, we don't want our students to carry any baggage home. So everything kind of gets sorted in the school. And not only the students, even our facilitators come much before the students. And they start their day with a little bit of meditation and some yogic practices. So they want to get their center completely aligned before they meet with the students. As a team, we are very, very conscious of this, the development of the psychic and the spiritual. We focus a lot on developing concentration. How is it that you are forever ready with your concentration, how the student should be alert in school, not only in school, in their surroundings. Students are also given space to make a lot of observations. They understand beauty in nature, beauty around them. They understand what is harmony.
The set of beliefs, values, traditions, worldview and behavior in a school forms a unique school culture of its own. This culture is well evident in the rituals or routine and ceremonies involving both children and the teachers.
Whole of the things is holding it is the culture. So these celebrations been done relating to those of the practice which has happened in the family. People all are involved. The society is working that time. In the society, instead of the children getting lost in the outer world, something new was behind those culture. We have to re-look at them. So that is the sharing with them our history. What was their history? The children have to read and write and do things. So we use that opportunity, history, read and write through the story form. They learnt about their history and they understood in the process the culture, and they learnt that there is so many beautiful things waiting for us in the future.
Feature which is really important is love of one's country. So it's important to know what is the culture of the country you live in. We have a personal identity and we have a national identity. If a child grows up knowing all the traditional things, the history of India, the traditional stories, the music, we have classical music, we have Bharatnatyam, we have storytelling of ancient stories. History is taught also through historic figures first, and we find that this develops a love of the country. So even when they go out, everyone is moving for higher education, going abroad. But if you have a national identity, an Indian identity, you are actually contribute to global citizenry.
A child's education starts from home. Parents are the first teachers and continue in being an important pillar in the child's school life. They have a key role in the development of the child's character. Parents are called to become practitioners of integral education. While describing the role of parents in the child's education, the mother said, "In order to be able to educate a child is to educate oneself, to become conscious and master of oneself, so that one never sets a bad example to one's child. For it is above all through example that education becomes effective."
रोल ऑफ पेरेंट्स बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। जब पेरेंट्स सच्ची में अपने ऊपर काम करते हैं और एक सुंदर रिश्ता बना के मीरांबिका के साथ चलते हैं, बच्चे बहुत सुंदर से आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो यहाँ पे हमको काम करना आसान हो जाता है। हम भी जो बच्चों को देखते हैं स्कूल में, तब हम पेरेंट्स को बता पाते हैं, तो वो भी घर में उसी दिशा में एक काम कर लेते हैं, एक विश्वास के साथ भी काम कर लेते हैं कि दीदी यहाँ कह रहे हैं, हम भी करेंगे, तो बच्चा सुंदर से आगे बढ़ जाता है फिर।
In the elementary years, we also train our parents to understand that children are very, very curious. They are born with these two fantastic abilities. One is to be curious and the other is to hero worship, to emulate the adult they are dealing with. So be it the parent at home, be it the facilitators in school. When a child is asking a question, we don't have the time and we invariably say, it doesn't concern you right now, or maybe I'll get back to you, or I'm busy. Now these are the things, if we consistently do this with a child, the idea of curiosity or the idea of spontaneity somehow loses its focus. So we train the parents to also understand this.
This makes Parents Circle Time an important collective forum to help children grow in an integral manner. These meetings serve as a harbor to anchor various views of both teachers and the parents. It is a meeting ground for brainstorming sessions on issues related to child's progress or the group in general, and to create a roadmap to child's integral development.
Here, we are giving a chance for the child's true soul qualities to come out, and we are also nurturing the child's outer nature to be able to bring out the soul qualities.
So the fire, that aha moment for learning, it comes from integral education, and I think I have not seen it anywhere else.
Most finer education institutions have realized that subjects taught in isolation are not the way to go anymore. The future of education is interdisciplinary learning. It's being able to connect the dots of various subjects and being able to find the interlinkages between them. And here at Mirambika, through the medium of projects, we do that since we're 4 years old. And we learn in small groups where each classmate of ours is a great contributor in our own learning journeys. There's a lot of give and take in our learning process. Our diyas act as facilitators and not teachers. They are not offloading information onto you. They're helping you find that spark within you, and when you need that flame, they're there to give it to you.
Mirambika, it is not only a normal school and it's not only study. It's about fun. It's about playing with your friends. It's about playing in the sandpit with all of your friends.
Mostly if we're learning, then it's not like, sit down with your textbook and write continuously for like an hour. It's just learning in a fun way.
Mirambika is called a free progress school, but it is actually very free. So I feel like a bird when I'm in here, because when a bird is flying, it feels free most of the time. Reflection activities here helped me recognize some of the things inside me and what I need to improve. And my mind feels very fresh when I finish my reflection. So it feels very good being in Mirambika while doing such reflection.
The way we study here is through projects, and every new topic that we go to, we learn it through projects. And right now our group is doing natural disasters, and we are making charts, colorful charts with information. When we're doing it through the project, we can memorize things, and when we research it, it just stays in our mind because we've done it in such a fun way, and we've done it colorfully, and we've done it in a project.
An integral education is where the child, the children, I, and others around the child all are growing. And that's the beauty of integral yoga, integral education. It's a combination of matter and spirit together. It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful process.
Everyone and everything who becomes a part of this journey, be it the children who give it a natural life and light, the diyas or teachers who have come here on a search mission of another kind, the parents who come here holding their children's hand only to find something more waiting for them, and the many creatures and plants which have found their natural places here appear to live by a special spirit. The learning environment is such that it allows the emergence of self-initiated and independent learners, more and more guided by a spirit within, which they progressively become aware of. Everyone here finds substance for inner growth and strength and vitality to proceed on that special inner journey.